Hi, you right?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm alright. How was your week? How was your weekend?
It was good. Oh yeah, I started playing netball. I think I mentioned that before, right? So I played another game of netball, and yeah, I feel like I'm fit fam now. I feel like the abs should be coming any day.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm not gonna lie, actually. Let me tell you something, Lola. So I was looking through my phone, and I saw the YouTube video that we did together.
Yeah.
It was in July 2020.
I don't want to talk about that time.
We need to reduce.
Honestly,
we need to reduce.
Honestly, we're like two different people. We're like three different.
There's
people.
a bit, yeah, where you get up from the chair and I like adjust myself. I said, nah, we need to reduce.
We do. And we've said it now, and we said it in the open.
It's true
for everyone.
This commitment,
guys. This is a commitment, you know. we need the what's it called? The Ballantine or the. What are they? I was gonna say Pure Gym, but not Pure Gym. We need the partnership with someone that's gonna encourage me to go to the gym.
Do you know what? That's not even a bad one. Like
what?
if you work at like a Nuffy Fields or
a Nuffield.
Oh, is it Nuffield?
If you work somewhere with a brand that we know the name of,
Nuffield, sorry, or Gym Box. Or Virgin Active
with a pool.
I had a Virgin Active membership back in the day, yeah, and I never went, and I was paying £100 a month, and I was like a student.
I get 50% off as well, so I
Do
really
you?
should. Yeah, I've been thinking about signing up.
Oh, you should definitely sign up.
War.
It's really, if you'll actually go, you should do it.
Yeah, but they do anyway. I'm gonna sign up. Yeah,
amazing.
So you guys can be keeping up to date.
Netball, gym,
running.
You're gonna be snatched.
Yeah, and if you guys see me going in the opposite direction, just mind your business.
It's cool.
Yeah, but that's what I haven't really. That was it really. I didn't really do anything particularly special this week.
I'm trying to remember my week.
Oh, it was Mother's Day.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day. It was.
I didn't do anything for my mum. I feel really bad.
Did you not?
No. Okay, basically, I'm gonna take her out this coming weekend. Mum's got 4 kids, and I'm the only one. And I'm not even the oldest. I'm not even the oldest daughter. I'm the only one who like does all the organizing and stuff. And this year I just let it slip. And because I didn't organize, both of my brothers not in the country. My sister, she was just waiting to see what I was gonna do. Like, so I let it slip. But I'm taking my mum out this weekend. I'm just the two of us. I didn't invite the others.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say that's mean.
No, I like that.
Yeah, it's just the two of us. I'm like, no longer will you continue to, ride my coattails.
Yeah, I love that. It's some quality time as well, one-on-one with your mum. That's lovely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Mother's Day is cute. I love Mother's Day now because this is my second Mother's Day. And it's like
saying it's your first. Oh no,
it's my second. Yeah, it just feels like another birthday. I really like it. Like, I just feel celebrated. So.
Do you know what I like? I like when kids are like really young. I like the gifts that you get from them because they really come from
them.
No.
Oh, what, from the dad or the somebody?
Yeah, exactly. Because kids be given the best gifts. That they can't afford.
It's true. Like
before they start hand making them,
they actually do. Like, it was super, super cute. Like, to get stuff, and I got these like cakes as well that said like my son's name and like Happy Mother's Day and stuff on them. And I was actually quite shocked that my partner did that because like he's not that way inclined. Usually it's like a voucher.
Has he got a sister?
He's got 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they helped him. I
doubt it. I think this was I don't know where it came from, but it was really nice. Like, all the cakes are gone. Yeah. And then it's
funny because we went from we need to
gym all the cakes are gone.
And now you guys are seeing how
gosh.
happened.
And then I took my mum out to Kintan, which is like a Japanese they call themselves a Japanese grill, but I'm pretty sure it's usually Korean barbecue that have the
Do they cook the
grill
thing?
in the table. Yeah. So I went with my mum and her granddaughter.
Okay.
And her daughter and my son. So my mum was there with her daughter, her granddaughter, her great granddaughter, and her grandson.
Okay.
So lovely for her. Anyways,
generations.
yeah.
Your mum must feel like somebody in it.
Yeah,
like,
she loves it. She does. She was like, take my picture. I was like,
with my 26th generation.
Anyway, there was some drama in Kintan.
What
There was a
happened?
couple going at it. I have no idea what they were saying because it was not in English.
Was it
All I
Japanese?
caught was divorce.
Was it in Japanese?
Yeah, I think so, but I
Okay.
don't want to assume.
Okay.
But all I caught was the word divorce.
In English, so everything was in Japanese or
But in,
other language.
divorce
but
was in English.
Wow.
And then my niece came to sit next to me to get a better view.
I respect it.
And they were shouting. She started
Shouting.
screaming. She was
Screaming.
looking at him like she wanted to kill him.
Who said divorce?
The woman.
Okay.
She was looking at him like she wanted to kill him.
Did you give the backstory? Did you come up? I like to, when I see people arguing, I like to come up with the backstory of what likely
So
happened.
I think that he either had a baby on her because it was that deep, or he did some mad cheating because he was very calm. And I felt like he told her in public because he didn't want to die behind closed doors. Yeah.
And she lost it
She
anyway.
was screaming. She was crying. She tried to pay
the
the bill.
restaurant.
He tried to stop her paying the bill.
The rest, poor waiters and waitresses or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
hate
all
that.
of us that would get, there was a couple next to us. We were all sitting in a line next to each other like, oh, what do you think?
Nah, it
happened?
sounds like, what could it be? Cheating. Yeah, it has to be, had a baby on her. Cheating.
Something. He was very calm though. So I think he was at peace with whatever he did. Yeah.
Maybe he was leaving her.
I think so. She was. I'll show you the video.
Oh, anyway.
It's not on TikTok or anything.
Yeah,
you know,
it's for personal use. I don't mind it.
Anyways, moving on.
Bit of drama. I sent you that video. It's just like that guy
Oh,
saying
yeah.
that it's not that I don't like drama. I just don't want to be in the drama. When it's other people's drama, I'm
Bring
there.
it. That's
That's
accurate.
me. Yeah, that's me. That's me too.
That was me
Me
yesterday.
too. I'm not interested in being a star. Just
Yeah.
Let me watch everybody else.
Behind the scenes is fine.
I'm really loving your tracksuit.
Thank you.
I'm loving it.
From Foot Asylum. Just thought I'd do cool mom. You know.
I love it. I may buy it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm that person.
I love that. And if Foot Asylum hear this, I hope they hear what I've contributed to the company.
No, I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
I appreciate it.
So if I wear next week to mind your business.
I mean, it's fine. As long
Do you know
as
what? I
don't wear
like
it the
this
same
colour.
week.
I like the, and I also like. I can see this in like a pink, like a pale pink.
Pink.
Yeah, like
You
a pale
love
pink.
colour, man.
I do.
You do.
I do. But I like. Look. I like a khaki. I like a sage
Yeah, I like it.
green.
Yeah, exactly. That's my colour. I think it goes well with my
It does.
hue. Yeah.
It does. Yeah. Okay. What's been in the HR news or just the news in general?
So, my good friends at Meta, Mark. So he's announced.
Not Mark.
Mark Zuck. He's announced there will be another 10,000 people made redundant.
How many was it the first time?
It was 10,000.
It was 10. Was it 10?
Yeah. So it will be 20 altogether.
Do you think they knew when they did the first one that there was going to be the second one?
100%.
But they said, let it just let us
stagger
settle. Yeah.
100%. So yeah, they're gonna do another 10,000. Which
How many people work there? Like, I need to be letting 10,000 people go and there's still a company left.
So by the time I left, there was about 85,000 employees.
5,000
Yeah.
people. What are they creating? An army?
And when I started, it was like 40,000. So they literally doubled in my 4 years there.
And then now they're going to go down by a quarter and then maybe even more in the future. Who knows?
Yeah. So so they're making a lot of people redundant, which is not great.
No.
And we've spoken a lot about people who have been made redundant and how companies have been doing it. So this is probably a good time to just talk about how redundancy can be good news for some people. If you're
How
close,
did they announce it this time?
So I believe it was email again. And the thing is, when you work for big companies like that, like an Amazon or a Meta, because Amazon are also doing...
Yeah, then 9,000 they announced today.
So I feel
And
like when
they
you...
already did like 12,000 or something.
Yeah, and I feel like when you work for big companies like that, the likelihood is you probably are going to find out from the media, depending on where you are in the world. Like, because when news drops, the news, you might have just woken up, depending on where you are, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, am I included? You just don't know. So I feel like those companies are a bit nuanced in...
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think there's definitely a way that you can... like you might not be able to get the full comms to someone, but you can let them know from you first. Like you can send something, you can send out a communication which says.
But I'm saying that they might have that communication in their inbox, but they might have just woken up. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like with that, it's harder to contain.
Time zones. And stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, because the majority will be in America. So if it happens while you're a UK employee sleeping, by the time you wake up, you might be checking your Instagram before you're. Morning.
And to be honest, the UK is such a tiny it's such a tiny island, isn't it? Like we're like, why? We always want to be considered, but actually, should they be doing it based on our time zone? But I think if you do it in the morning in the US,
then you'll catch. That's true. Yeah. But what do you think, Lola?
I think as much as possible, there should be some sort of individual communication. Obviously, when you're doing thousands, you might not be able to, but I definitely think the first communication that tells what's happening should come from like the CEO, and it should go directly to the individual, and it should go to everybody, whether you're affected or not affected, so everybody has the same information, not people coming around trying to find out if they're going to be impacted or not. So I think the first communication should come from the CEO. It should say exactly what's happening, who, like what divisions may be affected, which locations, which countries should be affected, how many people will be, I'm talking about big company, how many people will be affected, and then some sort of next steps for everybody. So for instance, if it says your team is not affected, okay, cool. But if it says your team is affected, there should be like, if it impacts you, you will also have a separate email. And then obviously in smaller companies, I really don't see, or when there's not even smaller companies, when there's a smaller number of layoffs or redundancies, I think there's no reason why you shouldn't be having individual meetings and calls. And this is all assuming like that people are below 2 years. Obviously, if they're above 2 years service, I literally just expect you to follow the law. Like actually consult with them. Not any of this, even if you have 2 years service, will pay you off, but like just consult with them. Like tell them, give them an opportunity to engage in it. Like give them an opportunity in advance of a meeting to collect their questions and put someone there that can answer their questions.
Yeah. I think that's a big frustration for people.
It's rude.
Yeah, where you can't. You're putting me in a situation, but you cannot answer any of my questions.
Yeah,
there needs to be a certain level of care when you're putting people in these predicaments, because that's what they are, predicaments, depending on where you are in your life.
Sticky situation. Literally,
like this person didn't know that their life is essentially going to change. Like somewhere where they spend 80% of their time, they're going to have to find somewhere else to do that, you know?
It's not even, it's the money and it's the security, and there's just no care to like how much it affects other people's lives. And I really hate that.
It's because it's just looked at as a business decision rather than looking at how it actually affects these individuals. And I kind of get it, because if you look too much into the granular, you will start to feel bad about the decisions that you're making, because you are taking away somebody's what's the word? Livelihood and resource to, I don't know, pay for childcare or to pay for an elderly person's care or whatever it is, like, or just live, just pay their rent or pay their mortgage. So I feel like if you look too deep into that, it will make it harder to make those business decisions. And that's kind of where HR come in, because they kind of take the brunt of these people then coming to them and say, you guys just found out I'm pregnant, I just, all these different things. I feel like HR get the brunt rather than the business.
That's another one. I think if you are getting laid off and your manager's getting laid off and your manager's getting laid off, I think that's different. But I feel like when it is the case that the person's line manager is still around, and it's a smaller scale, the line manager should be having those conversations.
I agree. I
think it's absolutely disgusting that so many companies would just be like, HR, go and have the conversation. It's not fair to it's not fair to us.
It's not. They're so draining on HR.
It's so, I had someone actually message me about it as well recently. I had actually 2 people about the same issue about having to do redundancies and how much it takes its toll on you. And I'm just thinking, why are you doing it? Like, whenever I had to do them and I had the choice, I would be like, line manager, do it. We'll write you a script. We'll coach you through it. And we'll be in there in case there's like more procedural stuff or stuff that you just can't do. And we can help. But why am I going to sit there telling employee after employee after employee that they're losing their jobs? I'm going to do 100 when all of you could just do 10 each. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's so unfair, and it's just like, it's such a cop out. It's like, it's lazy, and it's kind of cowardly. Be like, oh, you tell them, and then you can just kind of hide and be like, it's HR's decision. And even if it's not your decision, it's going to be so much nicer coming like from it's not going to be nice, but it's going to be more comforting to come from someone that you know, that you feel comfortable to speak with. HR. I don't want to be introducing myself to you for like the first time, or maybe like we never really had like a one-on-one conversation and I'm the one that's telling you all this stuff and you're supposed to be coming to me to tell me, oh yeah, what about this, what about that, things that might be personal to you or fears that you might have. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Like, I had I had someone come to me. Someone said, oh, does an employee had like a bereavement, and they was like, should I send her to you? And I was like,
seriously?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know her. I was like,
gosh.
No, but it's just like, that's what people think. Like HR, we're like, I don't know what they think. You can't just
dash people to HR because you don't want to deal with it. No, but they thought
it might be helpful, you know. And I was like, I can't help that person. Like, it's not going to be. There's nothing I can do that is going to help that person. They're not going to feel comforted by my presence. They don't know me. Like, I'm better off telling you, and then you can like what you might want to do, what you might advise. You know, is she going to be okay to get home? Is someone going to come and get her? Can we get her a taxi? Where does she need to be? Anyone we need to call? These sorts of questions I can ask them, but they're better coming from you.
Like, I don't understand when managers, because they do it in a lot of situations, and I understand that sometimes this is the first time that a manager has been put in certain situations. But it annoys me as a HR person when a manager doesn't even try. Like, if you come and talk to me, I will help you, and that person won't even know that I exist.
Yeah,
you know,
that's how it should be.
Yeah, that's exactly how it should be. And then you are, you know, the spokesperson at the forefront. You're representing the culture, the business, and just your general relationship with that person to help them feel like somebody actually cares. When you dash someone to HR, because that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm a caring person and I understand my role, so I will show care. Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's not going to be the same.
You don't know me.
But to be fair, in that sense, I think the person just it was that you never dealt with it. And when I kind of explained,
but you're a manager, you're going to have to deal with it a number of times, whether it's at that company or somewhere else. So let this be the first time.
No, but that's what I mean. It's all about like who is. If they come to you as a HR person and you say, yeah, I'll do it, then it's kind of doing them a disservice as well.
Don't.
Because
hold
when I said
accountable.
Yeah, when I said actually, blah, blah, they said actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do you get what I mean? So, and I think it's like that for redundancies. Like, when someone can tell you, okay, you need to have all the conversations, it's for us as HR people to be like, actually, surely it'll be better if blah, blah. Why don't I hold a session for all the managers who are going to do it? And I talk them through the process. I can write them a script in case they feel whatever. We can run through it. We can do whatever. And, you know, then it'll be nicer for that. Like, it's for us to say, not for us to roll over and die and say, okay, cool, let me put my mental health in the bin and tell 100 people they're losing their jobs.
I think there's a level of fear from HR, you know, that if we put it in these managers' hands, they're just going to diss up.
Yeah.
And they'd rather do it themselves to prevent the mess up.
Yeah, no, but it's true. It is, that's true. Yeah, it's like you, and I think that's that caring part where that's like, we actually know what it looks like and we know the implications if it's not done correctly.
Properly,
and we don't want to take that on. But also, if it's like, we need to also prioritize ourselves. Like, and we should all know kind of what we're capable of. And I also think even if we've agreed to do something and it's now becoming much, like we're not comfortable doing it and it's making us sad, or it's affecting our mood, or it's making us not want to come to work anymore, like I definitely think then we might just want to refocus and say, hey, I know this was the original plan, but can we do X, Y, and Z instead?
Yeah, I agree. I think as someone in employee relations, where a lot of the time my first interactions with employees is the first time and it's because something not great has happened, my favorite thing to do is to give manager talking points. I know I'm ER, but so you need to talk to this person. Like, it shouldn't always be me, especially if it's something like performance.
Yeah.
Why am I having?
Why am I coming? I don't know you. You could be
literally,
great.
I don't know what you do in your job. Like, literally, I do not understand what is going on in this job description. Like, you need to have that conversation. So I feel like we should feel more empowered to push back on managers and leaders and say, I'm here, but you do it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
And then also then we can, like, it's unfortunate because sometimes we're really not consulted when it comes to how to do like the layoffs. There'll be someone really, really senior, obviously, in like HR that is told with these kind of mass layoffs, but how many HR people are actually involved?
Right.
It's like they get some advice on how to do it and they just say, okay, cool, we're good now, we don't need anything else. Like, it's crazy the way like it's actually done.
The first time I ever did a redundancy, let me tell you, I had no idea what I was doing. Not a clue. I couldn't believe that they even threw me.
They let you do it.
And then one of the employees that I had to deal with was someone who was quite heavily pregnant, who was being made redundant.
What?
And there was a whole like backstory of like she was also not a UK citizen. I'm thinking, me that's been in HR for like 18 months to 2 years, this is the situation I want to put me in. ACAS was my best friend, Google was my best friend, like other HR people that like I would just beg it with were my best friend. I had no idea what I was doing, but I couldn't let all these employees know that I didn't know what I was doing. So I feel like there must be a lot of HR people who have never done redundancies and then they're put in that situation.
It depends on the kind of organization you work in. Yeah, there's certain things that I know that I'll never see that much of.
Yeah.
So for instance, like I've done 2P, but I'll never do 2P like regularly. If you work in like some big public sector organization or you work in a company which is doing insourcing, outsourcing, okay, cool. But like most of the time, most people won't see that. So I think it's fine. Like when it comes up, you just be like, let me refresh myself. Let me go ask.
Yeah.
Even like I've only had like a handful of flexible working requests before.
Same.
What else? I've done like quite a few redundancies now, unfortunately. But there's just a couple. There's other things that like shared parental leave. Done it like twice.
I've had like one.
Yeah. So there's just certain things that like I think it's okay as HR people to say that you've never seen.
Yeah.
I've got a really good client at the moment, and she when I was talking to her, like I just love the way she like manages the team that she works with, and she always says stuff like that. Like she's like, I'm very senior, but I don't know how to do everything. Like there's certain things I've never done before. I've done once, and it was earlier in my career. And I think sometimes we want to like pretend that we know, or we're afraid to tell people that we don't know. But there's like it's normal that we wouldn't know these things that we don't do regularly.
Yeah, agreed, and that's okay.
It's okay as long as you figure it out. Like I always say, like when I'm recruiting, it's not even necessarily about what you know, it's about your ability to like be able to learn things and find
adapt,
the information. Like if you don't know, it's fine. If you're the kind of person who can't figure it out, that's the problematic part.
Yeah, I agree. So sticking with Meta, Mark has
Don't call him Mark.
Zuck has hinted at possibly scrapping remote working at Meta. So for whatever reason, they've proactively started to do research into what remote working looks like at Meta. And from the research, what they found is people who go into the office, one, and don't spend all their time at home as a remote worker are more productive and their performance tends to be better. People who started in the office but then switched to being remote also have great productivity and high performance. But the people who started remote and have never like had that whole office culture are the ones that are showing low performance and low productivity. So because of that, there's hints that it should be scrapped.
That doesn't surprise me, you know, because I've said it so many times before. Just by being in the office, there's so much that you learn. Like there's just being around people, listening to conversations, like both in terms of technically, like if you're in a technical role like HR, this kind of stuff that you learn, and also from a relationship perspective, just by being in the office, like it will help to speed up a lot of things. That's not to say that we want to be in the office all the time, but I can completely understand how that happens because we've kind of changed the way we work, but we haven't necessarily put in, well, a lot of companies haven't put in additional interventions to encourage employees to learn faster in a different environment. We just expected people just to figure it out.
Yeah.
And obviously they haven't, some of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think that having people in the office now after post-COVID, I just feel like these companies just need to think about new initiatives and stuff about how to keep people engaged when they are in the office. Because it's one thing to tell people to come in, but why are they there? Now I feel like people want more of a reason to be in the office.
I think, right, that people want more of it. I don't know. This is going to sound very employer of me.
Oh gosh.
I just think that there's an entitlement right now which doesn't always make sense for everybody's job. Like, everyone wants to work remotely, but depending, like, we can't escape depending on your level, depending on your role. It can't be one size fits all. It really can't.
I agree with that. So with Meta, when I was there, I don't know if it's changed, but in order to go fully remote, you had to be a certain level. So you had to be what they call a 5, which is the equivalent of like a manager, like not a senior manager, just a manager. So you had to be at least that to be able to go remote. Otherwise, you couldn't. So I agree with you in terms of
it's just like everyone's like, I want to work fully remote, and it's like in some cases it's actually not helpful for your career. For some people, it won't make any difference, but for some people, it really will hold you back. And I don't think that a lot of the time there's enough appreciation of that, and it might mean that for some people the trajectory is slower. For some people, it won't make any difference, but I don't believe in just being in the office for no reason. But I don't think this whole like, oh, why do we need to come to the office? Sometimes people say it and I'm like, there are reasons. The companies are not articulating those reasons very well. And so that's why people are like, why? But I think if companies were to like articulate them and they did try and engage people more when they're in the office, it would be helpful. Like, again, this is the bit I was going to say is going to sound very employer. Like, we were all doing 5 days a week in the office. Not to say that's what we should go back to do, but like, there's people...
I wasn't.
Pardon?
I wasn't.
Yeah, okay. Well, most people were doing 5 days a week in the office, or even 4. And then now, like, people want to tussle for 2 days. Fair enough, if you don't want to come into the office 2 days a week, that's fine. But then...
I think 2 days is reasonable.
I know of situations...
To go into the office 2 days a week is fine.
I know of situations, where people have signed the contract knowing that they're going to come to the office 2 days a week. And one of my friends is actually telling me another one this week as well. Like, they just decided to stop coming in because why should they?
Really?
And then now someone's having to tell you to come into the office, and now it seems draconian because they're like, oh, they're kind of policing when you come to the office, but they wouldn't have to police you if you just acted like an adult
and came
in when you agreed to come in. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's like, I definitely think if people are coming in, there needs to be a reason. So, but again, that can limit flexibility. So if you say, oh, we have a team meeting every Thursday, so everyone should come in on a Thursday, that is fine. And then you have a reason to come in, you have that meeting, you can be productive, you can workshop. But then other people would say that now it limits their flexibility because you're specifically telling them which day to come in.
I hear that, but if I come in and everyone, like, for example, flexibility can work both ways, right? So for me, like, an easy day to go into the office is Mondays because my partner's at home while my son's at nursery. So he's there to pick him up and all of that stuff, yeah. But the office is a ghost town on Monday, yeah. But then if they said, you know, Tuesdays is the day that everyone's gonna be in, I feel like, okay, at least now I know that I'm gonna get something out of it.
Yeah.
Like, right now when I do it, it's just a tick box exercise of let me get in my 2 days a week. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get it. It shouldn't be like that. If there's no value coming in, there's no value. Like, I completely get that. But I also feel like Meta used to be this place that a lot of people wanted to work. And if they keep all this stuff up, like, they're making the layoff, so they're not even job security. Like, I'm just waiting for the announcement to come that they're doing their salaries are falling to, like, you know, some other level, because that's the only really thing that they have now. Like, there's obviously lots of benefits, but
segue, speaking of benefits, there's this thing that companies keep doing. It's called Perk session. Have you heard?
No.
So basically, loads of companies, not just the ones who are making people redundant, are looking at their benefits, and they've basically cut a load of benefits. And Meta are one of the companies that have also done it.
Look at me, just telling the future and
literally innovative babe. And they've cut loads and loads of benefits. Like, John Lewis have done it. John Lewis had a lot of good benefits as well. John
Lewis, I feel like I don't know if you loved it or hated it there.
Oh, I loved John Lewis.
Okay.
I really did. It's retail, so
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? But in terms of out of all the places I could have worked as a student, John Lewis was definitely one of the best. Like, they had a lot of good benefits,
But
now they've essentially cut them. But a lot of companies are saying employees don't really care anyway.
what about Perk? Is that what the Perk sessions are?
Yeah,
Okay.
because like young people, they don't necessarily want the gym membership. They want to know, can I work from home? People want to know how flexible. It's all about work-life balance now. Is really the biggest perk that people want.
I think that is probably true, because if you look at like the benefits utilization, I mentioned it on I think a couple of episodes ago. A lot of these companies, like, they have benefits that look nice on paper, but who's actually taking them up? The kind of benefits that people will take up are like private healthcare. Yeah. Like people love that. Get their physio. Why everyone has physio for some reason, I don't know. But yeah, like private healthcare, and then there's a couple of other things. But a lot of the benefits people don't know about. Like, sometimes people have benefits and they don't even know. The time I'll know that everyone will know if they have income protection or critical illness is when they're buying a house. Then employees will be emailing you asking, do they have critical illness insurance? Because they need it for their mortgage. But like, it could have sat there for a long time and they don't even know about like a lot of these benefits. So I think that's fair, but like, they've cut them. Are they replacing them with anything? Are they giving them as cash? Like, what are they doing?
It doesn't look like they're
just
being
cost
replaced,
savings.
yeah. But John Lewis are moving a bit mad because no bonus.
Yeah, they used to have like, I remember you always used to hear about, you know, how their employees were partners. Say partners, obviously not all partners, but
very proud to be partners.
Yeah, ex-partner. How their employees were partners and they would get like a decent bonus. And over the years, you just didn't hear it gets lower and lower and lower. And then today, is it the second time or the first time they're not doing it? Second time they're not even doing it.
Yeah, when I was at John Lewis, the bonus percentage was 18.
In the heyday.
Yeah, heyday. 18% was my first ever bonus.
18% of what you earned in that year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine,
as a student.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Honestly, it was really, really good. Like, they had a lot of good benefits, and the bonus.
You know, some people
really
are not getting 18% bonus now. Most people, in fact.
I know.
Crazy.
It was really good. And then the year after that, I think it dropped to like, I think 15 or something.
Still
I was like,
great.
You know, that's fine. So yeah, to hear now that people are not getting bonus, that's actually really sad, because that was one of the biggest things. Like in John Lewis,
was like the only thing.
Everybody would crowd around it. It was always in March as well, which is probably why the news has come out now. Everyone would crowd around in the big, because I was in the flagship in Oxford Circus. You'd crowd around, you'd hear, they'd shout, oh, 18%, and everyone would be like, ooh.
That is so pathetic. I can't lie to you. It's giving pathetic.
You're a hater.
So wait, why are you acting like bankers? Like
Wolf on Wall Street.
If for me to be cheering and ringing a bell, yeah, I need to be a banker.
I know, but it was, you know, that was all part of it. And then when you get your pay slip, it was yellow. Like your usual pay slip was green, but your bonus was yellow.
It's giving Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. So giving golden ticket.
Oh God, it was just a great time.
You really seem like it. Do you know what? Yeah, I think is John Lewis like your favorite non-HR job?
Oh yeah, Barrett's and River Island battered me. I always say John Lewis is the reason why I'm in HR.
Yeah, you said it.
John Lewis is the reason why. It was my first taste of adapting to really different types of people. Because working in River Island, majority of people that would come in were very young. Yeah. So I knew how to talk to young people. But John Lewis, you get young people, old people from all around the world coming in. You'd get just everyone's from the different walk of life. Some people would literally, the old people would just come in to tell you, you know, like
about their day.
Literally just for company. And I think that really helped me when I stepped into the workplace.
You know what? Underrated skill. Being able to talk to different people.
Honestly.
It's literally something that holds so many people back, not being able to like talk to people who maybe you don't have affinity with.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And it is an underrated skill.
It really is, because it's where I learned to code switch, which isn't a good thing, but it's where I learned that, okay, because John Lewis, they really, I don't know about now, I'm sure they do, but they really pride themselves on customer service. So when you're on the shop floor as an assistant, there'd be a manager like watching you, and it was called ABC. acknowledge, build, and close
The
the
fact that
cell.
you know it now means that the training was on
Hello,
point.
period.
Like,
do you know what?
Do you know
You're
what?
right.
Because there's people that don't know their company's values.
True.
They don't know any of the processes. They don't know any of that stuff. So the fact that you can say that now means that their training, the way they beat that into you,
Literally.
yeah, it was like
Literally.
it was
Even
a
the
star.
interview, like it was all role playing groups, and you had to sell something. It's quite intense for
Yeah.
like an 18-year-old to go into
No,
that.
but I think that's like it's a good way to be. When I worked in H&M, we had this thing called the red thread, and it was about how, like, you know, people are supposed to work their way around the store and how the visual merchandising works and stuff like that. And I remember that, but it's like those kind of things that like they teach you and then they ingrain it into you and
sticks
stuff.
with
And I
you.
feel like a lot of companies don't actually have that now.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be surprised at how many companies I go into, they have these values and none of the employees know what their values are. Like, they actually don't know the values. Like, if you were to say, I'll give you £1 million, they would guess.
Do you know your company values, people?
That might be our question.
Yeah.
That's going to be our question today. Like, do you know your company values?
I know
Do
mine.
you?
I know mine.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah, I do.
I believe you.
I'm
Okay.
new, so they're still like.
You're still, they're still fresh in your mind. I know when I used to apply for jobs, yeah, I used to be like, if you know you had to write a cover letter, no, number one, I can never write a cover letter now. It's just against everything I believe in. But I've what, you know what I mean? I like, if I was going to apply for a job or even like whatever, I just refuse to write a cover letter.
I hear you.
It'd have to be like 211k job from that company,
Yeah,
like, for
I
me to
hear
write a
you.
cover letter. But I can't do it. But I used to like go and reference their values and stuff like that. I was a keen bean, man. What happened to me? What happened to me?
Oh my gosh. What else are we talking about today, Lola?
So with all the stuff that's happening in France, so as you guys know, like, we posted a TikTok from the last episode talking about the strikes and everything, and everyone was like, yeah, we need to be more like France, because essentially in France they're trying to increase the retirement age from 62, and they basically pushed it through, didn't they? And basically, like, there's loads of people who say they can't do the jobs, like binmen, for instance, they can't do the jobs past a certain age because this just takes its toll on their body. It doesn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. And so they've literally been rioting. Like, they're burning the city. They said, like, we'll burn this if you don't.
They've stopped collecting the bins. Like, so my friend, she was in Paris this weekend and she took pictures of just all the rubbish.
Is it stinky?
Yeah, she was like, I need to get out of this place.
Yeah,
there's just
stinks.
rubbish everywhere.
So
I love that though.
But then I was thinking, imagine these people are writing because they need to work past 62. Do you know what the retirement age is here? It's a lot higher.
It's ridiculous here.
So I checked the different retirement ages in different countries. So hold on. The UK is actually not on this list, but it will be at the top. So
That's so sad.
So hold on, is this the right one? Yeah, I hope this is correct anyway. It's from Trading Economics. And this is the highest ones are the UK, 67. Denmark, all of these are 67. Denmark, Greece, Iceland, Israel, Italy. And I'm looking at this, maybe not Denmark, but if you're looking at like Italy, Greece, these are people that are not having the best time of their economy. And then you've got like who's after? Portugal, Australia, United States, Spain, Ireland, all at 66. And it starts to come down a little bit. You've got Germany at 65.
It's all too high.
Yeah, like, so basically all of these countries that
Who's the lowest?
on this list that I have in the UK, in Europe or in general, all the Asian countries, but I think it's because they have low life expectancy. But like Indonesia 58, Bangladesh 59, Ukraine 60, Turkey 60, South Korea, South Africa, all these countries are like Algeria, they're all sit at 60. And I just
What's
feel,
Nigeria's?
I don't know. I don't know.
that was. Let
I
me
don't
keep
know.
my political
I'm like,
views to
do they
myself.
even know? It's a hard life. It's a hard life there. You work till you die, basically. But yeah. So it just made me feel like we literally. It's. I feel like it's too long, and all these countries they want to. They're having issues with the pension and stuff because we have an aging population. We're just living longer, which is good.
But that doesn't mean we need to work.
No, but we can't. They can't afford it. Like we can't because because we're not having as many kids. Yeah.
And whose fault is that?
Listen, it's their fault. It's listen. Make it easy. Like so, we're not having as many kids, and people are living longer. So the younger people are not making enough money. There's not enough product to support the older generation, and so now they're like, well, if we don't have enough kids to make enough money to pay your pensions and all this other kind of stuff, then you just have to work longer. And I feel like, is this the only solution? It's not. No. It's really not. Be. So yeah, I just thought it was weird that we are just working longer and longer and longer. By the time we retire, well, not me personally, but by the time they expect me to retire, it's gonna be like over 70 for sure.
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
Because I'm sure in our lifetime, I'm sure in our lifetime it was like 60.
I remember it being lower. I don't remember 60, but I definitely remember it being lower. Yeah.
And I feel like they're probably going to increase it. This is my it's not conspiracy, but you know, like in the budget, yeah, they increased the lifetime allowance for pensions. Mm-hmm. I feel like part of the reason they did it is number one, because they have rich friends and they're rich themselves, but also because people are going to be working longer. So they're going to need to put more money in their pension. I feel like the next step next year is to increase the retirement age.
Do you know what? That actually makes sense.
It makes sense. It felt a bit conspiracy theories, but no, not with this government. It feels very like on brand.
It does.
Yeah. So I'm concerned that they're going to tell us that it's 70.
But then it's like as well, it's just a vicious cycle, isn't it? Because now as well, the way that salaries and stuff look for a lot of people, young people in particular, they're not even putting as much into their pension as they could or should be.
Yeah.
Because they can't.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like a vicious cycle.
We shouldn't have, why do we have a system where when you, like, I get that you should be paying into your pension and blah blah blah, but the state pension itself is it's not like it's a lot. So why they complain? Why it's not like you're giving us some big fat state pension and we all have to pay for it. Most people are gonna live off the money that they made themselves.
It's true.
So I'm not understanding like
true.
Why all of this. It doesn't make sense. It's not like you're funding it.
Yeah, that's true.
We need to have on one of these episodes. We need to get someone from the government. I'm gonna start writing to get comment. For the podcast. I'm gonna start writing to MPs and stuff to get comment. I'm definitely gonna write to Suella Braverman.
Oh, please do.
I saw her. We live in the Matrix. I saw a video of her in Rwanda.
I saw it. And she's saying about how she would want the designers' deals.
She is no. So it was her. It was on the Home Office page, and she was like, "Oh, I'm here in Rwanda. Rwanda's got a great record of supporting refugees with supporting refugees. Yeah, but they have is a separate situation, and how they're much better set up than the UK to receive all these people.
Crazy.
I'm like, is this true?
She's crazy.
Like literally,
Black Mirror episode.
I actually think she's lost it.
Yeah, it's not normal.
I think she's lost it. Like I don't think she's well. No, but I really don't think she's okay. Because she's just disassociated. She's lost it. Like it's like everybody's telling her to read The Room, yeah, and she's just doubling down. She's doubling down. Like Theresa May, like her own, like when your own colleagues start saying like, Suella, it's enough now.
She's enjoying herself.
Do you think she takes the tube? I'm thinking, where would I ever see her? No, I wouldn't beat her up. I would embarrass her, but via interview.
I think a lot of people would.
I would do on the spot interview and I'd post it on TikTok. Yeah,
she'd ignore you though. She wouldn't respond.
I would love for her to just let a slur out or something, like me catch it, and then that would be the reason she had to resign.
I'm sure she does in private.
To be honest,
she doesn't see herself as like coming from,
I think she would sell her own parents if she
could.
Like
she's delusional.
When they ask her about her parents, she's like, they came here and they was like, well, under these rules, your own parents, when she looks like the game is the game.
Charge it.
They can't charge it to the game. I don't think she cares.
She's delusional.
Yeah. We should get her on.
Can you imagine? I couldn't be around her.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Do you think, do you know, I was thinking about this the other day.
Oh, gosh.
On a completely unrelated person who I'm not even going to mention, but if you know, you know. There's a woman on TikTok and on YouTube, and she basically hates women in it, and she basically like has a red pill type podcast. If you don't know, you don't know. And I was thinking, like, would I ever have her on? Because she basically made a video.
Is she British?
She's American, but she's always in British people business.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So she basically made a video, and it was on TikTok. She was basically saying that she's noticed something about when she's hiring people, you know, the women never want to go for the stressful jobs, and they always end up getting the less stressful jobs, and that's why they don't get paid enough money. So she was basically trying to explain the gender pay gap, saying that women don't want to work hard. Yeah, that was her video that she made on TikTok. And I was just like, I would love to question her. But now I asked myself, like, would I really be willing to sit in a room with her and have that conversation, even if just so I can embarrass her by asking her questions which she couldn't answer? I don't think I would be able.
Really?
No, because I've looked at some of this, like some people that have conversations on TikTok, or they have people on their podcast, and obviously you can see that it's obviously been done for engagement. Maybe they don't agree, but I don't know if I could just like have conversations with people just talking out their arse for the sake of engagement.
No.
I would really struggle.
That's how you end up looking like a Backtrack member without trying.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyone who knows what I'm talking about, yeah, that person is not welcome here.
Okay.
No, they're not okay. They're not okay. But yeah, I think I would be able to sit through. I would be willing to put that aside for Cirilla. Yeah.
Really?
I would, because I don't think people, do you know what? I was going to say people don't be asking her the right questions, but they do, but she just doesn't know. And I feel like the question that they should ask her, they can't ask her because they don't have the genetic makeup to ask her. Whereas me, I will ask you questions, and you can never accuse me of being racist. You can never accuse me of anything. Like, the questions I will ask you about your lineage, your ancestors, your parents, the questions I'll ask you about the color of your skin, like how you associate, the questions I'll ask her, she'll be bamboozled, she'll be flummoxed.
Let's try and get her.
We'll have to tell her we'll have to lie about what the podcast is about.
Yeah, bamboozle her. And when she gets here, ambush.
Yeah, there's one other thing I want to talk about actually. So I saw this TikTok and this.
Can you tell that Lola spends too much time on TikTok?
Do you know what? Yeah, can somebody spend too much time on TikTok?
It's a good question.
This is the question. There's a lot of educational things that I've been learning on TikTok. It depends what kind of TikToks you're watching.
Okay, if that makes you feel better.
No, it does. I watch a lot of educational TikToks.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's my story, and I'm sticking to
the
it.
one about hating men doesn't sound too educational, but
no, do you know what it is? Yeah, one time I engaged with a video foolishly that included that person, and you know TikTok, once you engage, it's just,
the algorithm's so violent.
Yeah, it's so violent. It's like no nuance. Just
that's what you want to see.
More. Anyway, so I was on one of the apps.
The clock app.
I was on the clock app. I'll come back to that. But I was on the clock app, and this woman was talking about how she's so sick of like tipping culture in the UK, and how it's like getting out of hand, and how like she went to a restaurant, and you know those restaurants where like they basically do nothing and then they just stick the service charge on, but like you might even use the app to order to the table, or you might have to go up or something, like go up and do your order or whatever, and they're still adding service charge. And she was like, why are they still adding? You look very tall right now.
I just sat up, my posture. I was slumped.
I'm feeling oppressed. Anyway, so she was saying like they didn't do anything, and then they just stuck the service charge on, and she didn't want to pay it, but obviously her friends were like, oh, just leave it, even though they also didn't want to pay it. And she was just like, there's no other job where you can basically just get paid extra money for doing the bare minimum. And she was like, it's not like the US, because obviously they don't pay them and they need the tip money to survive. Here, like, you're paid what you're paid. And then I started thinking, like, what other jobs are there like that, like where you can just get additional money for basically doing the bare minimum? And then I was like, probably quite a lot.
Yeah,
like a lot of jobs you'll get a bonus, like, and it's a performance related bonus. I'm doing air quotes, performance related bonus, but it's not performance related. So when she was like, there's no other job, I was thinking, actually, a lot of
There's
companies
lots.
are like that,
Yeah.
where everyone just expects their annual bonus to drop, even if it's discretionary in your contract, even if it's performance related, even if you've performed as well as a chocolate teapot. Like, they will still, if the bonus is not forthcoming, they'll be upset.
Yeah, definitely. They'll speak up.
And I feel like that is part of the culture that companies have created by continuing to give people bonuses, because a lot of line managers especially are scared of
to not give people
to not give people bonuses, or to have difficult conversations. My preferred way of doing it would always be like average, like if you've literally done the bare minimum, no bonus, and then the people who have actually gone above and beyond get more.
Strict.
No, but if it was me.
So, but if I still got the job done,
that's what we
even though
pay you
it's the
for.
bare minimum.
That's what we pay you for.
You think so?
What do you think? Yeah.
But then if the company, because bonuses are based on the company's
depends,
performing
yeah.
well.
It depends
So
on
if my little bare minimum contributed to the company doing really well, why shouldn't I get a bonus?
If it's based on solely company performance, then fine. But if there's a personal performance element and you have, done the bare minimum, then you don't get a bonus. Like, I'm so fine with that, and I will look someone in the eye and tell them that you've done a fine job. And I'll look them in the eye and like, that's it. Like, you've done the job that you were hired to do. Like, I think it should be about going above and beyond. So not above and beyond in terms of like, burning yourself out and blah, blah, blah. But like, you have to actually be performing well, not just scraping by enough not to get on a pip. So
from that, you would expect the person to basically put themselves into gear or leave.
No, you can
just expect them to keep doing the bare minimum.
Yeah, we pay you.
But now they don't get a bonus, so now they'll feel like they need to do something.
Well, then, the next year you do more this year and you get a bonus. Like, actually contribute, like submit, like, for instance, if it's not your job to, I don't know, produce new ideas or whatever, and if you decide, like, I'm not talking about, overexerting yourself, but, doing stuff like collaborating with your colleagues, like someone needs some help, volunteering, showing the values that the company actually wants you to do, just doing additional stuff, like not looking at your colleague struggling and thinking that's not my business and expecting me to be like, it's not giving company values, it's not giving your long-term asset for this company, like whatever. If you have a job that is very individual contributor, like you're a software engineer, you code, even them, there's like some collaboration and stuff that's required. But if you have one of those kind of jobs and you do it and you're like getting deeper and technical, you're coming up with new ideas, you're enhancing the experience of the user, fair enough. But if like you're literally just doing the bare minimum and then bonus time comes and then the 2 weeks before bonus drops, you want to be doing, Roadrunner, running up and down, meet, no, it's not going to work.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think it's fair.
Yeah, that you think it's fair, but I don't think that's actually what happens.
It's not.
And I would rather like not give some people bonuses and pay people who like perform really well and show that, like, I'd rather pay them more. Like, I've been that person, that's why I'm saying that. Like, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where like you've actually, you've done a good job and you've contributed, not just from, I'm not talking about hours of labor, I'm talking about like, all that collaboration, new ideas, thinking about stuff, trying to make process improvements, that kind of thing. And then there's somebody else who's done nothing, and then they're comparing the two of you, like you're the same.
Yeah.
That's very demotivating.
It is, yeah. No, I agree with what you're saying. I feel like it kind of goes back to what we were saying about redundancies and leaders being able to have certain conversations, because to your point, you're right, a lot of them are scared to actually say this person doesn't deserve a bonus. But
it's not even about underperforming. You're not underperforming, you're doing the job.
Yeah, but they don't deserve the extra money. A lot of managers don't feel comfortable having those conversations, but then it's like, where does it come from? Does it come top down? Because it's HR's an influence, but they can't tell leaders, no, you can't not give that person a bonus. But again, it depends on how the company's also empowered their HR, because I've worked in companies where performance is key to your bonus. Like, if you do not perform well, you are not getting a bonus, like point blank. And if you perform really well, you can get up to 300% of your salary.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But I've also worked in companies where bonus is just a bonus. Like, you just get.
But that 300% company, if you in that kind of company, if I don't get a bonus, I assume you hate me, you want me to leave.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I do, because I assume you need me, you want me to leave.
Yeah.
So if like I've worked in the company like that as well, like when they have like an up or out kind of model, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if in that kind of company,
because they believe that they've hired the best of the best, so it creates that culture of like, I have to perform well, like I have to do my job, but I also need to do my job with an extra level of like, you know, I don't even know what the word is.
Yeah, because I don't want people to think it's about putting in hours. It's not about putting in hours.
It's about how you do your job.
Yeah, it's about like,
because two people can have the same job, but you will be able to tell who is, you know, more senior, or who
like you can work less hours and still be either more productive or more valuable. That's the word, more 100%. Valuable to the team, in the sense of the contributions that you make, like how you work, like the relationships that you build with, like that's a good example, like how you have spent time to build a relationship with people in other teams to make the working relationship between the two teams better and easier. Like that's an example.
That's why, this is kind of going left, but that's why I hate when I hear, I can't do this because I need to work late today because I'm trying to get a promotion. I can't do this because like, are you the CEO? Why are you carrying this whole company on your back? Yeah. Like, all you're showing is that you can't manage your time well. Because if you're working late every single day to get a promotion, you're clearly overwhelmed. It's
either that you can't manage your time well, or your company literally expects you to kill yourself for a promotion. And in that case, then you should leave on the place. Yeah,
but a lot of the times when I hear it, it's in situations where the person does not have to show that they're working till 8 p.m, 9 p.m. Like, are you okay? Like, there's other ways to show that you deserve a promotion.
I hate when I'm managing somebody and then they start emailing me at stupid times.
You don't do
because
that.
Now I'm thinking, oh man, now I need to have a talk with you. Like,
like is everything okay?
Like, everything okay? Like, oh no, I just wanted to be extra proud. Don't. Yeah, you do work during your hours. If it's like, I'm not saying never work late, because sometimes you just need to get something out.
Once in a while, but
that's like, you know, we're all in the trenches together. Them times, like, it can't be you're routinely working late, and if you're no,
especially if you're just doing your day job really late.
If you're working on a project exactly. Or there's a transaction or something like that, then fair. But if it's just like you're just doing your day job and now you're 8 o'clock. No, but I've been that person, just to be clear. Like, I have actually been that person. Like, when I've been in certain roles where like I felt like everything was all on me, and it wasn't like in my head, like everything was legit all on me.
But was that because you were trying to get a promotion, or was that just the general?
I was trying to stay. Like, I was anyway the kind of person that was very susceptible to that kind of stuff, because I get like, I don't like to not do. No one likes to make mistakes, but for me, like, I don't like letting people down. Like, now I'm a bit more comfortable in a work context, but I really hate letting people down. And like, where I had done like a standalone role in like a tech scale up, and like I really struggled there because there just wasn't enough resource. And so if I didn't do it, it wouldn't happen, and it had such a big knock-on impacts for like what would happen with client work. So then I felt like, I don't want to be the blocker, but when really I wasn't the blocker. The whole recruitment process and the way the team was structured was the blocker, but then it felt like there was nobody else to do it. So I think I got into that kind of situation then where I was working like quite long hours, and everyone was really happy except me.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, but then I moved on. Deuces. Period. I complained to my manager a number of times. Nothing happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I complained so many times, but we need to recruit. Blah. Nothing happened. And I got approached about another job. I got the job, and I told my manager. And then that eve, I remember I was in Paris at the time, and my manager was in Paris, and I literally was not going to see her for like another week, and I wanted to resign. And I thought I may as well do it face to face. So I got the offer, got everything, and then I literally sat down. By the time I got on the Eurostar, I had a very detailed email explaining exactly what was going to happen. The form to recruit new people. There were going to be 3 people under me, that to help me with the work I was doing, how the team was going to be restructured, the increase in pay that I was going to get. Before I got on the Eurostar, it was like 45 minutes. So I've been begging you for something for like ages.
And now you're saying you're leaving.
And now I'm saying I leave. Within 45 minutes, it's all done. even with the managing directors copied in, you know, them kind of ones where like they got on the phone immediately.
They're
and
classless.
Yeah.
They're classless.
No, and honestly, I left anyway.
Good.
I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, once it's done, it's done. Like, I already know what you
Why
think.
did you make me beg before you actually
Like,
did something?
You know, now I say like asking twice feels too much like begging, and I asked more than twice. So basically, I was begging you. In my view now, if I ask you once for something, okay, fair enough. Maybe it doesn't get action. Maybe you might need a little reminder. Once I've asked you twice, and for me to ask a third time, that's basically me naked on the floor begging. Because what is that? In work terms, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And I'm crying. No. I can't do that.
Oh, good. You need to know your value and your worth. You can't.
And it was one of the best decisions I ever made.
Good.
Yeah, but I'm still like whenever I leave a company, I've never left on like bad terms or anything.
Yeah.
Like, and I always work like, if I have to work my notice, I always work like a good notice, and like that's advice that I always give to like everybody. Like I will never burn any bridges. The only time I'll burn a bridge is like with individual people. So I left. There was a company I left, and I said in my notice period, I'm not speaking to the CFO. Like I refused to work with the CFO. During my notice period, I told the CEO. He was like, "It's fine." Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear that. In my first proper HR role, I think I've spoken about him before, but yeah, I said I would never, like, if I see him now, I'm on smoke. Like I have nothing to say to him. Like, he should not even look in my direction. Like, don't smile at me.
I don't know that man.
Literally, he could walk right past me. Like, nothing to do with him. But in general, I agree with you. Like, you should always, you know, not burn bridges and just have those, because you just never know. You never know, especially in HR where not everyone knows everyone, but everyone knows everyone, or everyone has someone who they could go to and say, hey, like, I can see that you've worked with this person. Like, what are they like, kind of thing. So,
and that's like one of the, since starting like my own business, that kind of stuff has been so valuable, because like if I had just been like an idiot, like I wouldn't even have like half the clients, because a lot of the clients I have now, I either knew them from working with them, or they introduced me to like other people. They recommended me as someone who would be good. And like even one of my clients now, my brother used to work there. So when I met them, when I got like the opportunity, I called my brother and I said, look, what kind of employee were you? And he said, no, I was all right. I was like, how did you leave? He was like, no, it was all good. It was all good. And then in like, when I was speaking to them, I was like, oh yeah, my brother used to work here. And they was like, oh, who? And I was like, and they was like, oh yeah, cool guy. And I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God.
No,
thank God.
It's good. It's needed. I think we've spoken about it before as well, where like you asked me about someone who had applied for a role, and they were my old manager. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, don't do it.
No, you said no. Don't do it. Don't do it. I was like, oh yeah, this person that you would have worked together.
Like,
and he was like, no. No, honestly. And there's no one, like, if one of my friends asked me about someone I used to work with and they're terrible, or even if they were good at their job but they had a terrible like attitude, like there was a girl, that someone asked me about, and we had worked together briefly. Obviously, I was the HR, and when she left, she never returned her laptop.
Oh,
we were like hounding her, like, oh, you need to return your laptop. She never returned it. Oh, courier's coming. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm not home. But in the end, they let her keep it.
Is it?
So
can it still be used?
Huh? Yeah, it can still be used.
Oh, so she's
a thief. She's a thief. So if you ask me, if my friend asked me, I might not give them the specific details, but I'm gonna say I wouldn't recommend.
The integrity is
lacking. Like, no, you're actually a thief.
That's hilarious.
How do people do that? I see them like on apps. Yeah, the clock app. And they're like, oh, I'm not
returning. Put a time limit.
I actually don't spend that much time on TikTok during the working day.
Okay.
Yeah. But like people saying that they're not going to hand their laptop back. I don't know how people are so brave. No one is going to sue you. I get it. Like, we're not going to go to court over a laptop. That's why though. Like, no one. It's just.
Yeah, you just look bad, but.
Yeah, it's bummy.
Yeah.
It's so bummy. Like, I would hate if someone asked, oh, what do you think about Lola? Oh yeah, she stole from us. Like, it's just bummy. It's really, really, really bummy. Like, I can't support it at all. So basically, do we say our introduction at the end of the podcast now? Or
what? My God, did we do it again?
And I said at the beginning.
You did. So then it was on you.
What do you mean it was on me?
It was on you. You said it in the beginning, so it was on you to remember for us to introduce ourselves.
Wow.
Accountability.
This is what men say about women. That they don't have to hold accountability. Are you serious? It's about accountability.
Yeah, hold it.
Okay. Hi, my name's I don't even know what the introduction is now. What's the intro? Hey, this is what's my intro? I can't even remember it now. Okay, no, I got it. Hey, this is Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Velisa, and you can call me Vels if you want. And this is the Everybody Hates HR Pod, episode 38.
Are you asking me or telling me? I don't know. Oh, this is so bad. Guys.
No, it's 38 because it was 37.
To be honest, yeah, you're accountable for this one. This is
exactly. And I'm telling you it's 38, but because you doubt me, you're looking at your phone.
Yeah, but you should say it with conviction. You know when I have my juniors, and I ask them a question and they say it like a question, and they'll be like, are you asking me or are you telling me? That's when I'm in my annoying manager bag. I'll be like, and so what is the blah, blah, blah? And they'll be like, 32? And I'll be like, are you asking me or telling me?
Okay, well, I have no reception, but it's 38.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Whatever episode it is.
It's 38. It's 38, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to share?
Not at the moment. We cooking though, but not at the moment.
We what?
Cooking.
Oh, yeah. We get this.
No.
I am like the most enthusiastic.
Don't ever do that again.
What, cooking?
Yeah, don't do that.
Like, that's how I imagine people cook crack.
Yeah. Like, what's that JC line?
Huh?
Like a Simmons making pastries.
See, I'm not cool enough for that. But also, do you think that's like, when people say this is very off brand for the podcast, and I don't want to let us go down this lane. When people say they cook crack, I don't even know what that means.
Seabiz.
And I've watched Snowfall.
The game is mine.
I've watched Snowfall.
Oh, I love Snowfall.
Are you watching
Swarm?
Okay, so I've started.
Okay.
I've started, and it's like it's just making me laugh.
It's
like,
weird.
I'm on episode. I'm only on the second one.
This is definitely before you talk. This is spoiler.
I'm not going to spoil anything. But clearly, like I can, like immediately when I watched the trailer, I was like, yeah, I could 100% see a Beyonce stand doing this.
I just want to know. Did Beyonce approve? Like
it's not about Beyonce, so they can't.
It's 100%. Do you
it's
know
obviously
why?
about Beyonce
because Chloe's in it, and obviously Chloe is under Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like, that's her mentor. So there's no way Chloe is gonna partake in this, and Beyonce.
If you know what it was, it was the opening. Like I watched Youngish, so I mean Grownish. Sorry, I watched Grownish, and I watched Grownish, so obviously I'm used to seeing her and her sister in that, but it was the opening scene and seeing her getting like
smashed by dancers.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell is happening here?
Even all the shots in it, like they were literally concentrating on Chloe's backside.
Literally.
Yeah.
Do you think it was her real bum?
Yeah, she's always been quite thick.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
but like, and she's not really like afraid and stuff
Dre
like that.
Back to you, just saying.
Who?
Dre?
Who's Dre?
The main character in Swan.
Oh, Dre. Sorry, I thought you were talking about like her sister. I was like, her name is Hallie.
Oh, no. But
yeah, I like her body.
Yeah,
she's got a stripper body. Well, we won't get into that, but
I just want to know if Beyonce knew or knows. Like
Beyonce has no.
She had
rights.
to have known.
She has
I
no
know,
rights.
but it's such a. Do you know? It's just weird. Like you've seen when spoiler, where Dre bites Niger.
Yeah,
who's supposed to be Beyonce, right?
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
But
that's based on, Sana Lathan or Lathan, whatever her name is, from Love and Basketball, Best Man. There was a rumor that she bit Beyonce.
Was that true though?
I don't know, but then when Dre runs out, one of the guys is like, oh, that's the girl from Love and Basketball. So it's all like based on Beyonce. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's clearly like even the beginning, it's clearly based in Beyonce. Even the way she was buying tickets, even the cost of the tickets, even the way she bought her credit card, which she had no money and all this stuff. It's obviously and Swarm, it's clear.
But anyway, this is all.
What's Beyonce gonna say?
I want to know what. Maybe she knows like Donald Glover personally, and that's why.
I feel they do know each other.
Yeah, like. And she's just okay. She just thinks it's funny or whatnot.
But it's not bad. It's not really bad about her.
It's not. It just makes the Beehive look crazy.
But they are crazy, and that's crazy. That's not like
who's crazier, the Beehives or the Barbs?
I feel like the Beehive are not more in numbers, but I feel like Nicki fans are more like, yeah, she did that and what? Whereas Beyonce fans are like, she has never done a bad thing in her life. I feel like that's the difference. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like Beyonce fans are more delusional. Nicki fans will go harder for Nicki.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think the Barbs are so unhinged.
They are unhinged.
Yeah, they are.
They are unhinged.
They are
the most, like, you know, that obviously Nicki and her husband and all their stuff, right? It's like, listen, fair enough, she's your leader, but she's a bit of a wrong one. They can't. They don't care.
They don't.
They don't care.
I know Barbs personally, and I'm telling you, they're just different.
And Beyonce fans, I feel like they're just like, oh, Beyonce's our perfect princess.
Yeah, you just can't say no wrong. And if you say something bad about Beyonce, they will finish your mentions.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all right.
Both of them are crazy. My favorite,
the Navy have calmed down.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
the Navy. I feel like
down.
Rihanna hasn't given them enough stuff. Like,
nah,
now
she's calmed down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's just
they're in waiting.
What are the Taylor Swift fans called again?
Do I know?
I can't remember what they're called. They're also crazy.
I don't know anything about them.
That's fair. I don't think we need to.
What would our fans be called?
That's a good question.
The haters.
The HR honeys.
The HR huns.
Yeah, the HR huns.
Nah, I feel like they should be called something else.
You don't think they would be the HR huns?
No. I don't know. Maybe hot girls?
What?
HR hot girls? Oh no, but they can't. That's not gender neutral.
And also, that's like a Meg the Stallion.
Yeah, but she doesn't really have a following.
She does.
She has a following, but they're not like Megs or not called like the hot girls.
No, but that's her thing. But I think we should be the HR huns.
All right, fine.
Something to think about.
All right, that can't be our question, but maybe another episode.
It might make it to an Instagram poll.
Yeah, but anyway, as we said, we're cooking.
We are.
My hands are firmly here. Don't worry. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's a wrap, guys. Bye.